every individual person.
Keep my hair mugs. It's nice and long, yeah? Look at that. Look at that.
Ugh, the beginning of podcasts. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Sticks and Stones episode in the warm weather of Cape Town. I'm Andy Pick, and with me is my partner in crime, Mike. How are you doing, Mikey? The weather's been quite nice recently, eh?
No, it's been very nice. Bucketing down the last couple of days. It's been very good. Had a really good time staying inside, catching up work. Obviously, school starting soon. Everyone's got to get their heads down and start getting back on the grind.
Yeah, and the weather actually turned out quite nice for today, considering it was bucketing down the last few. So looking forward to it. And school on Monday.
Of course, bro, of course.
Before we start this podcast, there's just some really big news that we're about to drop right now. So, like this news, you need to be sitting down to listen to this. Like, this is some news you need to be, when you're drinking tea, you need to go sit down. You need, like, if you're eating something right now, put it on the table, stop and just listen to this. Okay, massive news. We're announcing that Clean Movement is moving across to creators only, and will be with the creators only gents and making creators only everything. Just moving across because everything, we had discussions, we had talks, and everything is just going across to creators only. So go follow creators only on Instagram, hit their videos, got some mad videos on there. So just go and go like and subscribe there on Instagram and everything else. Okay, so today is the second episode of Derby Days, and today we are taking ourselves to the lovely province of KwaZulu-Natal. KZN is known for its beaches, mountains, and savanna populated with big game. It is also known to be a massive hockey powerhouse, split into two different associations, KZN Inland and KZN Coastals. Today, though, we'll be looking at a derby in the highlands of KZN Inland. Two of the most expensive schools in the country battling in a derby that started in 1904. Separated by 40 kilometers down the N3, it really is a must-watch derby. The derby we'll be talking about today is Hilton College versus Michaelhouse. And with us from Hilton is Sube Sekwabe, SA under 18 player. And with us from Michaelhouse is Mugabe Lubinga, SA under 17 player. Hi, gents. Good to have you on the show.
Up, Andy.
Subes.
Up, Andy. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure, gents. So tell us, which is the biggest school?
Subes, you can go first.
You can't really answer that question. That's what I would say. Yeah.
So talk to
When
us.
you guys, after you.
Mike, you go.
All right. When you guys are having your locker room banter, and your boys are chilling on the stands, which school considers themselves above the rest, like leaps and bounds? Because obviously, it's arguable that Michaelhouse or Hilton have more respect for the other, but which one has no respect for the other school?
Yo, that's hard to answer. I think
Asking tough questions, yeah.
on the day, no one has respect for each other because it's a war. But normally we are friends with like the Hilton guys, and you grow quite a close bond.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yes. So how's the week building up to that? Like, how's the week leading up to it? Is it intense? Talk to us about that, because both are boarding schools.
So, in terms of like walkouts and stuff at Hilton, we have, the sports we do, like when we use our blazers, they call it blazer display also. So for like 45 to an hour every day, we practice our sport for Michaelhouse, which is actually a pretty long time. And that's for the week. And sometimes it even goes for 2 weeks that we're practicing the sport, because it's a very big thing to do at the rugby game. And also just walking around school and everything, there's a new vibe around. Normally on Saturdays, we have cycle tests. So when we play Michaelhouse, they don't have cycle tests that Saturday. And then there's lots of traditions that happen on Friday night. Yeah.
Nice. And Mugabs, how's it by you on that side?
Yeah, I think at my class, leading up to my class is crazy. I think from Monday through till about Sunday, it's just constant talk. Everyone's trying to draw up the teams, what will happen, they'll predict scores, making bets. I think just like leading up to it, you walk through the corridors and everyone's watching you and like saying you're like, yeah, you better win this weekend. Lots of little jokes because I think it means so much to everyone. So yeah, it's a really big week. I think the biggest of the year.
How does that impact going to provincial level where you're playing with guys from Hilton? Do you like try and learn tactics from them for like whenever you play the derby? How does that like affect the dynamic in a provincial team?
For inland, there is really not such a big dynamic because, as you said, we have so much respect for each other, Hilton, Michaelhouse, in college, and we're like all boys with each other, especially the hockey players. So when we do get to inland, it's like we play with your friends again. It's like playing at school. Like you enjoy playing with them. There's literally no divisions in the team.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But obviously, there's got to be that banter when someone brings it up. Oh, Hilton, you know, Michaelhouse. When you guys are playing for inland, surely there's always got to be that debate. Oh, I scored this goal because of this. I did that because of said reason. Is there none of that cheeky banter? Because I know when like for province,
I think I'll answer this one.
Yeah.
I think with the derby, whoever wins gets almost like the bragging rights for IPT. So if I'm like my class and we beat Hilton every single practice, I'll just remind Soups of who's top dog and who's just under.
Yeah,
and if he ever gets too loud, I'll put him in his place.
So what have the results been for the last, let's say, 3?
So when I was in grade 10, we won the first game 3-0, yeah. And the second game, we played them twice in the year. We beat them 4-3, I think. And then in my grade 11 year, the first game, we came in as a favorite and we were a bit arrogant. And we got to 2-1 up, and then Michael came back to win 4-2, I think.
Oh, wow.
And then the second game we beat them 4-1, I think.
That's good redemption.
That was 2018. And then 2019 we beat them both times 2-0 and 4-2. Yeah. 2-0 and 4-2.
So it sounds like there's a recurring theme that Hilton College has clearly been dominating the last couple of years.
Clearly.
I'd say the last couple of years they've been dominating. But yeah, I think it's been a rough patch, especially last year, losing twice. I think this year was hopefully going to be different. It's too bad the game got cancelled.
Yeah. It always comes down to the day though, surely. Regardless of how good your season's been or how good your players are, it always comes up to the BMT.
Yeah, I think that showed in. I think that showed in when I was in grade 10. I had the privilege of playing first team. Subs said to me before the games, like, yeah, easy fixture. You know, we're the better team. We're going to give you guys. And then they were 2-1 up, and he kept on smiling at me. And I was like, Subs, just wait. Came back and won 4-2. So, yeah. I think on the day, anything can happen.
Yeah, form goes out the window, definitely.
Easy comebacks. So, gents, any special tactics that you put into this derby when you play each other?
For us, our coach emphasized to us a lot that Michaelhouse loves to play off with broken play, like off turnovers and stuff. So for us, mainly it was about keeping the ball and don't allow them to counter us as often as they can, because they have real pace up front and real skillful players.
Yeah, I think from our side, we know that Hilton have very good tactics. So once you find out what they're trying to do, you just try work your best against that and don't play into their hands, because if you do play into their tactics, they will win.
Yeah. So obviously I'm the kind of player I'm not the quickest, I'm not the strongest. I like to get into somebody's head when I'm playing. I like to find their ticks and just, find out what makes them work. Do you guys have any of those things where you found somebody's tick and you could just break them down as a player that way?
No, not really. I can see if he's a bit scared or nervous, like playing, but I didn't really look for that when I'm playing. So
Yeah, I think from my side, normally I'm marking most of the time. So I come across more of the better strikers who are quite arrogant themselves. I think once you find out what gets them going, you just put a little tackle and you leave a little comment and they start to get unnerved quite easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to get onto that. So you're both of you being defenders. What's your favorite matchup, like with a player of the opposite team? What's your favorite matchup in this derby?
Eesh. Okay, I play free in the back, so I don't get to mark as much. But when I was marking, who would it be? Uh, Ferguson in my grade 11 year when we went full man on man.
When you got that yellow card, eh, Soups?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think my favorite match would probably be this guy named Luke Grove. He's quite a skillful striker, and yeah, I think me and him had a few words and a few nudges when we played.
But that's good. That's good hard hockey, though. I guess all fans and supporters love seeing that. So, gents,
Yeah.
favorite derby memory? I mean, there's a lot for Hilton to choose from here.
I would say I got two memories. My first one was my first time playing versus them in grade 10 at first team level. We ended up winning 3-0. And then last year, the first game was quite special for me because we won 2-0 and I normally don't score goals. And I ended up scoring the 2 goals in that game. So yeah. I always
Just for the record, I wasn't near Subi when he scored any of those 2 goals. Yeah, I think my one has to be the one in grade 10. I think being 2-1 down and them being quite far ahead up, you get it gets you quite mentally. And for us to just overpower that and come back to 4-2 was special.
Only one memory, Mugs. You can only pick from one game.
No, Shaman, leave him. Gents, what's the pre-match build-up like when you're chilling in the changing rooms? What music is playing? Like, how's that vibe going down?
For me, we just play our normal music and stuff, and then we actually warm up on our respective first team cricket fields. And we're on one side, half on the other side, like we can see them and stuff, but we don't talk to them. But me and this guy, Ross Minter Brown, what we normally do, so we run with each other and we run around the pitch and we just like stare at them and just see how they're going, like just to stare at them. Like, I don't know, it's pretty weird, but we just
the mind games.
Just laying down the law.
Yeah, just mind games. Yeah, just run around that pitch, go past them, stare at them, turn around and go back the other way.
Regards, does that affect you on that side, seeing them staring at you?
No, I actually never noticed Soups trying to stare at me. Maybe he's a bit small, I don't know. But for us, we have an allocated DJ, and he normally plays music every weekend. So we just keep the same vibes going and just try to get good energy for the game.
So for your allocated DJ, does he play the same music every time? Do people question what he plays, or is it a very diverse thing?
No, we question what he plays, obviously, because the DJ can't always get it right. But yeah, I think every week he kind of tries to like change it up, some techno, some house, just depends what the mood is.
Who was your DJ?
I think it was Kanyo.
So what has been your favorite goal from the derby? Goals that separate matches, goals that turn the derby on. What's the favorite one?
You have to score it or someone else?
You could score it or the team. A goal's a goal, I guess.
So in my grade 10 year, I was playing left mid, and I was being marked by Ferguson also, and then we had like ball at the center back, passed it to me. I drifted infield. I picked it up and I played like a pass, like from between my 50 and the 25 into like the opposition's like deep in their half, and Luke Grove got the ball. He did some skills and he like smashed the top corner. It was pretty sick vibe at the time because the whole school was doing everything.
Yeah. And Mugabs, for you?
Yeah, I think for my side, it's fairly simple. We have this drag flicker named Ben, and he has quite a mean flick when he gets it right. So I think the game that we actually won 4-2, he scored 3 drag flicks, and one of them was a rocket into the top right corner. It's special.
Yeah, he was flicking rockets that day.
Jeez.
All 4.
Man flicking bullets and rockets. Yeses.
Yeah.
So what's the atmosphere like with all the fans and with all your schoolmates watching you? How is it? Is it intense? Is it thick? Can you feel the tension? How's that like?
Yeah, I would say the atmosphere is pretty loud. Like it's a very big schoolboy hockey game. Like as soon as you walk on the Astro, you can just look around and everywhere is packed. I would say like you can get close to 3. How many people do you think they look? Like I think it's a lot.
It's big, yeah.
Like it's a lot for a schoolboy hockey game. And like atmosphere when you're on the field, obviously it's nice to hear sound and stuff, but you don't really listen to the war cries and everything. You really zoned out. But the only time I really listened to them was that game we lost to Michaelhouse when we were like, I think we were 4-2 down at the time. And we just hear the Michaelhouse boys singing Salty's Army. Salty's Army. Yeah. And like it was getting, that's the only time it really got to me. Yeah, it's like the only time it really got to me.
So that yeah, go Mugabs, sorry.
From my side, it's really good. I think when you walk on the field, like when you come on to play for a warm-up, I think it's crazy because everyone's just shouting, screaming your name and screaming for your team. And I think there's so many people. I think one of the biggest schoolboy hockey derbies I've seen besides the Bish Bosch one, and it's crazy.
Would you compare the Hilton Michaelhouse to Bish Bosch with regards to the standard of hockey play? Do you think the standard of hockey in KZN Inland is higher than the Western Cape, or do you say that it's very similar, or do you think it's just lower? Like, where would you place the type of schoolboy hockey that you guys play on the spectrum?
In terms of inland or KZN, like comparing KZN to Western Province or inland to Western Province?
No, I think you can compare it both respectively. I think let's stick to Michaelhouse, Hilton, like inland area.
I think it's pretty high. As you do see, like with the inland team, Hilton and Michaelhouse will have at least like 7, 8 guys in the A team, which makes up like half the team. At least 7, 8, sometimes even more. So yeah, I think we have a pretty high standard of hockey.
That's good.
Yeah, I think compared to Bishops and Rondebosch, I think Hilton Michaelhouse is like almost like the same standard. It's as you're saying at IPT, lots of the top guys are from Western Province, are from like Bishops and Rondebosch, and from inland, lots of the top guys are from Hilton and Michaelhouse. So I think once you play them in IPT, you see that they're sort of similar. Obviously, they learn different things, but the standard is both very high.
Yeah, I feel like the type of playing style that the respective provinces or the respective teams it's actually very different. So it's interesting to see when the Oaks do play how they battle out and who usually gets on top. It's a really cool battle.
Yeah. I wonder how have met a Bish Bosch team and a Hilton Michaelhouse team and let them play each other.
That would be mad.
Basically, just moves, eh?
Just move.
No.
No.
No, I'm joking.
No,
Wait, wait.
that oak is broken.
Gents, if you're going on that basis, right, then last year's IPT final and the group stage was basically a Bish Bosh All-Star team versus a Michaelhouse Hilton All-Star team, and we know who ended up tops there.
It was a tight game. It's not like you threw us away.
Yeah, I think if you watch the highlights of that game, Western Province was getting dominated throughout the game. I think we missed 3 one-on-ones / open goal chances. So I wouldn't.
And it wasn't someone from Hilton or Michaelhouse who missed the chance. So.
Fair point. Gents, what's that feeling like after you've won in this derby? What's that feeling like?
It's one of the best feelings you can get from a hockey game. Like winning a game at IPT, like if we do beat Province, like when I beat Province in my grade 11 year in the semi-finals, I would still say like beating Michaelhouse the first time is always the biggest. Like you get the best feeling ever. But the second time, if you do beat them, it's also a nice feeling, but it's not as nice as that first time.
Yeah, I'd say I haven't progressed to the second time just yet. But from the first time, I think it's just so big because all the old boys and lots of like old Hiltonians and Michaelhousans come watch the game. So I think it's just so much bigger than any other fixture that you'll ever play in your hockey calendar year.
Yeah. So in a few weeks ago in the Bish Bosh episode, we asked them, is this game bigger than the cup or is this game bigger than the league? Does that hold any reference here? Is the Michaelhouse Hilton Derby bigger than the league? Is winning this game the epitome of your season?
I wouldn't say, because we don't have a league in KZN. We just like play matches and stuff. But like in terms of the magnitude of winning that game for your season, I think it's pretty big. Hilton boys, the games we do target before the season starts is always to beat Michaelhouse and to beat college. So that's where we're like, if we do that, then we know that like we're doing something right and we're having a good season. So yeah.
I think from my side, the first question you get asked from like an old Michaelhouse old boy is, did you beat Hilton and what is the score? So saying in terms of that, like just from your general questions you get asked, it is probably much bigger than the league, but no one likes losing. So I'll say winning is always good, but when you beat Hilton, it's almost like that extra boost to add to your season.
Yeah. So has there been any heated moments in recent years? On or off the pitch?
I don't think so.
I think the closest it got is, I think last year it was 1-1, and Cam Pierce, their drag flicker, obviously put in a drag flick, and the net was broken, so we couldn't tell if it was in or out. So then lots of guys were obviously saying, no, it was out, and the crowd was almost like trying to shout whether it was a goal or no goal, without giving a goal in the end.
Yeah, because it was, you guys need to invest in new nets, that's why.
Some dark arts there.
Isn't Hilton like one of the richest schools in the country? I mean, surely
I think it is the richest school in the country.
Michaelhouse need to get some nets. The game was at house.
Yeah, my bad, yeah.
Subs, when this derby happens and you play at Hilton, is it a Saturday morning or Friday afternoon? You play the game.
Saturday morning.
Because Hilton don't have
like around midday. Around midday.
Where you light, Subs?
We don't need lights. We never play on the Friday night in case of it anyway. So. But it's a new thing with teams playing on Friday night, like St. Charles, Northwood, Westwood. But we're not there yet.
Right. No, because the Western Province schools always played on the Friday, hey Andy?
Yeah.
We always play on the Friday.
Friday night lights is where it is. You go play. You head off afterwards, right, Mike?
You have to head off
sir.
afterwards. You have to. Let me tell you.
Head off way.
No, you
Where
head off.
you guys going?
You have pre's for Saturday night on the Friday. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Oh,
So last question, gents. What makes this such a what makes it such a rivalry? What binds the two schools in this deep derby?
that binds us. I would say, like, obviously our respect for each other, our friendships that we've grown over the years, and yeah, like the historic significance of the fixture also.
Yeah, I think for Hilton and Michaelhouse being brother schools, I don't know if you guys have siblings, but when you fight with your brother, it's so much like it means so much more if you win it. Yeah, I think that's what makes it so much better.
Yeah,
So who's the older brother?
I think I'd say Michaelhouse is the older brother, the more successful one in terms of stats. And Hilton's
yeah,
putting up a fight, but I think they'll get humbled again.
the machine is growing. The Hilton machine is growing. Don't worry, Mugs.
Do the Durban schools usually bring in, like, both of you said you played in grade 10 and stuff, so does Hilton and Michaelhouse usually involve the younger generations and stuff? Because especially at Bosch, we prefer only to use the senior guys, like 11s and 12s and stuff.
So Hilton, we tend to normally at Hilton Michaelhouse, like, if you're in grade 10, they want you to play under 16 rather, because the under 16 game also helps. And then you would also go on, like, bench first team and then go on and play a bit, or quite a lot in the first game. Yeah, they try to keep the under 16 game as strong as possible from our side.
Yeah, I think that's true. And that's what they start doing in KZN. I don't know if it's same in Western Provinces. Lots of grade 10s, if you at that high level, is you get to bench for first team and obviously come on and play some minutes just to breed you in for the next year or next few years of your career. So you get that extra taste of what it's like to be better.
Yeah. Just looking forward, I know this year's season's probably null and void, unlike the Premier League. But how's the future looking for each of your schools? Is it looking bright? You can look forward to the derbies next year?
I think the future at Hilton for the next 3 years is pretty safe so far. Actually, next 4 years.
Why is it safe, Soups?
Our grade 10s are very good. They've been number one in the country. And the 16 team last year was number one. They never lost a single game, and most of the side was full of grade 9s who are currently in grade 10 this year. And they're also very good, and some of them are actually starting first team this year. So yeah, and also the current grade 9s this year, they're a pretty strong group. I think they won both games with the past last year.
Yeah, I'd say that Hilton in the past, like I think their next few years have quite a very good intake in hockey, and also their coaches are top notch. So I think the next few years might be a bit rough. But my class we slowly building our hockey process and we're getting the needed infrastructures to make us one of the top schools in the country.
Yeah. And I mean, like, if they can keep on producing players like you two, I mean, definitely your school's hockey is in very, very safe hands.
Yeah.
Thanks, Andy.
Thanks, Andy. I think I'd love to see a little Mug Soups battle in the future.
That's what under 21 IPTs for.
Yeah. If you guys had to say in the next 10 years, when you guys are well past, what is the win to loss ratio between Michaelhouse and Hilton?
The last 10 years.
I'm gonna write this down.
In the next 10 years.
In 2030, I'm gonna come back with these stats, boys.
So let's say it's gonna be like 20 games.
I'll say because of our coaches and our infrastructures in place in the hockey fraternity at Hilton, I would say we should have at least like 15 wins. 20,
Jeez, big numbers, big
20
numbers.
games.
50. Mugabe's face.
Yo, people are ambitious. That is ambitious. Big claims. Yo, might as well buy you a coffee at 15 wins. Yeah, I think it'll be a bit closer if you add in like draws and stuff. I'm gonna go with a 9-8 to Michaelhouse
No way.
with
Yo,
3
okay.
draws.
No way.
I like that. Not a competition, not a competition.
9-8's kind. I could have been ambitious like you, but I'm being fair.
I think I'm being realistic though.
Nah,
I'm gonna
I don't
keep-
think
Being
so.
realistic.
I'm gonna keep these stats. In 2030, I'm gonna come at you guys. We have Sue with a 15 win. 15 win.
What, 15 wins, 5 draws. 15 wins, 5 draws. Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah, facts.
That's space. That's
To be
space.
honest, this year I wasn't too sure about. We had a good team, obviously, but also my class have a very good team this year. So I wasn't too sure about this year, but this year is obviously null and void, as you said. And I know that the next 4 years at Hilton are very strong. So
Yeah, 4,
I think
not
it's
like
realistic.
not 10 years.
Leave the man he has
That's
faith.
half of 10 years. That's basically
Yeah.
half of 10 years.
All form goes out on the day. We'll see.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well, everybody, that's all we have time for today. If you want to find out more about Creators Only, check us out on Instagram. From Mike and I, it's been so much fun and we really enjoyed this podcast. Next week is a really special podcast. Like the announcement earlier today, it's like really special. So don't miss out by liking and subscribing here and following Creators Only on Instagram. From us and the Creators Only team, it's a goodbye for now and stay safe, everybody. It's challenging times. Keep creating, everybody. See you then. Shot,
Cheers,
gents.
boys.